Hi everyone, welcome back to the Reddit drama channel with another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and like the video if you enjoy it. Also, please click the notification bell so you won't miss when another cheating story goes live. These simple clicks mean a lot to our channel, and thank you for your support.
I keep asking her about her friend and she says I have nothing to worry about until. Part 1. My wife, 30F, and I, 34M, have been together for 9 years and married for 2 years. We have a 2-year-old son. D-Day was 23rd of August. We had a relationship talk in the start of June where she said she wasn't happy. She wasn't sure why entirely, some stuff with me as a partner, stress over work, parenthood, new house, etc. I was somewhat shocked by this, as I've always thought we had a happy marriage. I was happy, not to say everything was perfect of course. Over the following months I tried and tried, really hard to be the perfect husband. Give her space, give her time to work, take more care of the house and our son. None seemed to help, and I felt her slip more and more away, which was frustrating to say the least. I tried to talk to her several times, but she was never in the mood to really talk. I suggested marriage counseling, but she didn't think it would help. SX life wasn't good either. She didn't feel like SX at all, and that it didn't have anything to do with me. During this time, she did a lot of things for herself to make her feel good. She started caring more about her appearance again, doing fitness, more makeup, new underwear and getting bikini waxed. I've known for a long time she's had a very good relationship with one of her coworkers, where they would text a lot of FB Messenger. It wouldn't say I'm a jealous person, but it definitely didn't feel right. Especially after our talk in June. She would always turn her phone away from me when she was holding it, and wouldn't let me hold it if she wanted to show me a funny picture or something. I could always tell when she got a message from him as she would light up like a Christmas tree. After a while of this, I started asking her if I should be worried, but of course not, we're just friends. Things didn't get better and I got more and more anxious. I told her at one point that I knew something was wrong, and hoped she would tell me so we could just talk about and work on fixing us. But once again, we're just friends. I even opened up to the possibility of her being allowed to do something with him, mostly in order to get her to talk. Eventually I saw her phone pin and couldn't help myself. I can't remember the exact date I looked through her phone, but it's less than 14 days prior to D-Day. Whenever I looked, most if not all messages with him were deleted. I mentioned to her after that I noticed one evening she was deleting messages with him, and asked her why. "Oh, I do that with everyone." She didn't. As I felt my suspicions had been somewhat confirmed, I continued to look whenever I got the chance. Friday the 21st of August she mentioned she was behind at work and also wanted to go do some fitness, maybe during Saturday. That night, or the morning of the 22nd, call me sentimental, but the 22nd was the date and the month we started dating. I noticed there was only one message in their chat. He had written, "You're more than allowed," to which my wife had only responded with a heart. This felt super bad. What was it she was allowed to do? I thought. She still wanted to go do some fitness, which she does at work. The problem is, her AP lives right next to work. Like literally 1-minute walk. I told her directly, "I'm scared you're going to visit him." Once again she said, "Don't worry, we're only friends. I just really need to go do some fitness." She left and I stayed home with our son. When she got home, she had taken a shower because she worked out a lot. She was also tired and so went and took a little nap. When she woke up, she was extra kind. She wanted to go do something nice for all three of us. Told me she wanted to give me a blowjob later and cook some nice food. We went out for some shopping, and ended up eating out. When we got home she was really tired, and ended up going to bed pretty early. The next evening I looked through the phone, there were only 2 messages. One from her, and one from him. She had asked him if it wasn't weird that they keep seeing each other, knowing the feelings she had for him, and he didn't for her. To which he replied, he didn't think it was weird, he was just afraid if she felt he used her. My world just crumbled there. Obviously, I didn't know 100% that they had SX. But still, I felt like I had enough to confront her. I told her I read her messages, and acted like I knew everything. Then she told me. She said they have had SX 2 times, once the day before when she was doing fitness and the first time was during work sometime leading up to that weekend. I felt absolutely effing devastated. I still do. I can't understand how she could bring herself to do it not only once, but twice. While coming home to me and saying she loved me. I told her MC was an ultimatum now. I still want to reconcile, because I love her. We had our first marriage counseling session this Monday, and I had a solo session with the therapist yesterday. It helps talking about it. She feels very remorseful and shameful. It's just so effing hard. Even now, she's at work. They work in the same team, and have lots of assignments together. The hardest part for me is not knowing anything for certain. I know she says she wants to reconcile and that she cut all contact with him apart from strictly professional stuff. I want her to care more about me and reconciling, and doing everything in order to make this work, than care about her own shame, which I feel is what's inhibiting her mostly. She more or less confirmed yesterday that she's still in love with him, unsurprisingly as it's less than 2 weeks ago. We have a new marriage counseling session tomorrow, but I'm so scared she's still texting with him, or just walking 1 minute with him to his apartment during work hours. I cry all the time and feel like I'm only reminding her that he didn't cry and make her feel bad. He did the exact opposite. Make her feel good, have good sex and none of the problems at home. She says this isn't the case, but I find it hard to really believe. Update: it's been 2 months since D-Day. To start off, things are not going well. We officially separated earlier this week, and since Sunday we've started living separately as well. For this first week I've been living with my sister, and the coming week she'll be living with her parents, while I stay in the house. We are also in the process of selling our house along with finding separate housing for each of us, once the house is sold. She's wanted to sell the house for a while, even before the physical part of the affair. I'm not sure about the emotional part, but when she mentioned it the first time things were definitely heating up between them. Until recently we agreed we wouldn't sell until we knew if we were to live together or not. But she found out she really needed some time alone, and wanted to live by herself, for a while. To make matters worse, I lost my job on the 7th of October. Mostly due to the stress of my wife's infidelity. There were problems at work before, but this was the last straw. We should have separated almost immediately after D-Day, and went NC/LC. I suggested it several times as I think it would have done us some good. She didn't want to separate for the longest time, as it sounded like to her I would give up. About 3 weeks ago in marriage counseling, she herself finally said that she needed time alone. I knew what this meant, and we agreed to separate a few days later. I've also come to the conclusion that she doesn't love me anymore. At least not in the way you should love your spouse. There are no romantic feelings right now. Of course, I've been stupid and have been doing the pick-me dance since D-Day, and I'm trying really hard not to continue doing this. I've showered with her love and affection, only to get nothing in return. Since D-Day, she claims the affair is completely over. She's not able to go 100% NC as they work together, but by snooping I found he had sent her a Snapchat message. I couldn't tell what it was, or if she replied. It was dated to 3 days prior when I looked. She told me they don't talk in private anymore. This was a while ago now, we'll get to the present later, but after pressuring her a bit about their work correspondence, she told me he asked how she was doing, etc., but nothing more. She broke down crying as she didn't realize this wasn't okay and she was sorry. The worst thing, and I know exactly what you're going to say, is that I'm not allowed access to her phone really, or her MS Teams work correspondence. Immediately after D-Day I told her I wanted access to her Facebook, but never got it. I still knew her phone PIN so I checked once or twice after D-Day, without finding anything deeming, apart from the Snapchat. But of course, she deleted messages even before she knew I was looking. One time when she was working from home, I asked her if I could see her MS Teams chat with him, and she broke down crying and saying absolutely not. That's work, and there's nothing I need to see. Less than 2 weeks later I thought about checking her phone's location history, but this was locked through Face ID. A few days later I asked to see her phone, she was hesitant and reluctantly agreed. There are more to come. Find out the update of this story, check our channel or the description. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.